commitment, full cooperation in all works of the General Assembly. I would also like to extend my special thanks to Secretary General Antonio Guterres for his energy and determination in leading the United Nations in these difficult and challenging times. Madam President, we are meeting at a moment of profound global transformation. The global order is undergoing fundamental shift, impacting trade, technology, and international cooperation. In such time, the enduring value of a rule-based multilateral system becomes even more critical. The 80th anniversary of our organization provides an opportunity for the United Nations membership to reflect on the enduring significance and relevance of the Charter of the United Nations. As geopolitical dynamics change and new global challenges emerge, this year's general debate must strain our collective reaffirmation of the spirit of San Francisco and the founding principle of the United Nations enshrined in the Charter. Our meeting in the General Assembly not only honors the legacy of the United Nations, but also regenerate the continued cooperation in the pursuit of a more peaceful, just, and sustainable world. Madam President, unfortunately, the search of a peace remains as urgent today as it was in 1945, emphasizing the need for renewed commitment, collective action, and stronger multilateral effort. Conflict continues to rise in different parts of the world, inflicting immense human suffering and devastation. If we want that the United Nations remain a light of hope for those who are experiencing the despair of the war, we must advance our strategy for prevention, mediation, and resolution conflict. We acknowledge the essential role of the UN in delivering life-saving assistance and protection to millions of people in countries and areas that are enduring conflict, such as the Horn of Africa, the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem, the Sudan, Ukraine, Yemen, and beyond. But it is not enough. We, Member States, must do more in advancing international peace and security, guided by the Charter and the mandate of the General Assembly and the Security Council. The war of aggression against Ukraine brought dramatic consequences for the civilian population, including civilian death, destruction of vital infrastructure, and massive displacement. San Marino condemned the Russian aggression against Ukraine and supports Ukraine's independence, sovereign, and territorial integrity within its internationally recognized border. We remain committed to ensure that Russia is held fully accountable for its war of aggression against Ukraine. At the same time, San Marino welcomes all international efforts for a comprehensive, just, and lasting peace in Ukraine, in line with the UN Charter, the resolution of the General Assembly, and international law. Madam President, the humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in Gaza and the West Bank is unbelievable and remains one of the most painful and long-standing tragedies of our time. San Marino condemned unequivocally the horrific terror attack perpetrated by Hamas on 7 October and called once again for the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages. At the same time, we reiterate our call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire and for full, safe, and unhindered humanitarian access to the affected civilian population. Nothing can justify the collective punishment of the Palestinian people through indiscriminate bombing, starvation, and displacement. The continued expansion of settlement, including highly sensitive projects such as E1, together with the devastation in Gaza, threaten the rise of a concrete possibility of peace. Unless we act with unity and determination, the vision of two people living side by side in dignity and security will be lost. It is in this dark hour that responsibility becomes urgent. On 15 May, our Parliament with unanimity, mandate government to recognize the State of Palestine within this year. Today, before this Assembly, we announce the fulfillment of that mandate. San Marino officially recognized the State of Palestine as a sovereign and independent state within secure international recognized border in line with the resolution of the United Nations. Having a state is the right of the Palestinian people. It is not and can never be a reward for Hamas. This decision is consistent with the message delivered last July at the high-level conference co-chaired by France and Saudi Arabia, and with the New York Declaration, which call on states to take concrete and reversible steps. By joining today the group of countries that move from word to action, San Marino intends to send a strong political and diplomatic signal. Recognition of Palestine is essential to reaffirm that peace must be built on justice and equality. San Marino will also continue to support Palestine's admission as a full member of the United Nations. Madam President, civilians continue to bear the brunt of armed conflict worldwide. The death toll of civilians, including children and women trapped in conflict, has reached a shocking number. We cannot remain silent in front of such tragedy. They have been targeted, killed, injured, kidnapped and tortured. The number of civilians that have been displaced has reached new records. Civilians have been deprived of water, food and humanitarian assistance. Houses, critical infrastructure, schools and hospitals have been targeted and destroyed or damaged, leaving civilians in despair, leaving children without education, patients without health care. Extensive use of explosive weapons in populated areas have caused the majority of civilian casualties in different conflicts. San Marino condemns such attack and calls on all states to support and implement the political declaration on explosive weapons in populated areas. San Marino is deeply concerned about violence against children, particularly children in situations of conflict. As we celebrate the 20th anniversary of Security Council Resolution 1612, San Marino renews its commitment to the CAAC agenda and supports the role of the Special Representative for Children and Armed Conflict. We are particularly worried about the high number of grave violations against children that have been reported, the denial of humanitarian access, killing and maiming of children, and the recruitment and use of children, abduction, rape, and other forms of sexual violence. San Marino calls on all armed forces and armed groups to constructively engage with the United Nations for reaching and implementing action plans to end and prevent grave violations against children in accordance with their obligation under the international law. San Marino also firmly condemns attacks on schools and hospitals, as well as their use for military purposes. We reiterate our support for the Safe School Declaration. Educational facilities should be a safe